Hello traders, you're welcome to this video and you're welcome back to the Forex Geek channel. In this video, we are going to be exploring one of the most effective indicators in technical analysis. Now, it's important to note that this indicator does not guarantee profits, although it is used by a lot of traders. It is not foolproof, all right? And the indicator we are referring to is the stochastic oscillator. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the best settings for trading on the 1 hour chart. All right. So if you are looking to improve the accuracy of your entries and exits on this time frame, you are definitely in the right place. Okay. So I'm just going to be going to the 1 hour chart and I'm going to be loading the stochastic oscillator to our chart. Okay. Before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button if you find this video helpful, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights on trading strategies, technical indicators, and ways to level up your trading game. Alright, so let's start with the basics. The stochastic oscillator is a momentum indicator that helps us spot potential reversals in price. Okay, it works by comparing the closing price of an asset to a range of its prices over a given period. With this, it generates two lines. We have the percentage K and the percentage D. Now we can see the percentage D, the percentage K settings, the default settings for the percentage K is 5, the default settings for the percentage D is 3. All right. Now these lines are what we are looking at when we try to identify overbought or oversold conditions, or when we look for trend reversals. Now, why the 1 hour chart? The 1 hour time frame is popular among intraday traders because it balances the noise of shorter time frames with the more reliable trends of longer time frames. All right. So if you're trying to refine your entry and exit points, this chart gives you a great view of the market's short-term trends without the extreme volatility of, say, the 5-minute or the 15-minute chart. Okay. But to get the most out of it, you need to fine-tune the stochastic settings. All right. Now here's the thing: the default settings for the stochastic oscillator might not be the best for every time frame, which is the 5 for percentage K, the 3 for percentage D, and the 3 for slowing. Okay, so a lot of traders use the 1433 settings, right? But when we are focusing on the 1 hour chart, we might need to adjust these values to reduce market noise and get a clearer picture. Why? Because each market and time frame has its own unique behavior. The 1 hour chart moves faster than the daily or weekly charts, so the standard settings can sometimes give too many false signals on this time frame. So what we are looking for is a setup that helps smooth out some of that noise while keeping the indicator responsive to changes. So let us get to the core of this video. Okay, the best stochastic settings for the 1 hour chart. After testing different setups, I recommend starting with the percentage K period of 8, right? Okay, I recommend starting with the percentage K period of 8, a percentage D period of 3, and a smoothing factor of 3. All right, the slowing, we're going to leave it at as 3. So this setup is slightly faster than the default. This setup is quite effective on the 1 hour chart. All right, it's quite effective on the 1 hour chart. So we can try this out. Like, we can look at how it's changed, how it's responding to price movements at the moment. So why does this work? By putting the percentage K period to 8, we make the indicator sensitive to recent price changes, which helps us catch reversals sooner. All right, now the percentage D period of 3 is great for smoothing out the data without losing too much responsiveness. So you get a more balanced indicator that works well with the rhythm of the 1 hour chart. If you feel like you are still getting too many signals, you can try increasing the percentage K period slightly to 10. Okay, this adjustment will slow down the stochastic a bit more, giving you fewer but potentially stronger signals. Now let us talk about how to use these signals effectively. When the percentage K line or the main line crosses above the percentage D line or the signal line in the oversold zone, typically below 20, right? It's a potential buy signal. Okay. Now, when it crosses below the percentage D line, on the other hand, when we have the main line or the percentage K cross below the percentage D, when you have the main line cross below the signal line, I'm just going to be using main line and signal line. As we can see, the main line is the one that is light green and the signal line is red. Okay, so when the main line crosses below the signal line, it is a sell signal, especially when it occurs within the overbought territory. All right, now let us look at a few examples. We can see that when we had this crossover happened in the overbought territory, we can see that shortly afterward the price sold, right? So we would have entered a sell, set our stop loss above the swing high. Take profit can be at the nearest support zone, or we can just decide to use the buy signal from the stochastic as our exit signal for our sell, right? So when the stochastic entered the oversold territory and was crossing above, coming upwards, we would have just exited our sell trade, right? Then in the case of a buy, when we enter a buy trade after getting a signal, we can set our stop loss just below the swing low after entering the signal, and then our take profit can be at the nearest resistance, or you can just wait for the price, the stochastic to get into the overbought territory and begin to point downwards, and then you exit your buy trade, right? So it's very easy to use. It's a very easy signal. Now, another great strategy that traders use with the stochastic oscillator is divergence. All right, so for instance, if you see the price making lower lows while the stochastic is making higher lows, that's a bullish divergence. All right, so although you might not always find a divergence, yeah, but when it occurs, it can be really effective. All right, it can be really effective when it occurs. So I'm just trying to see if we can find any such example. Not really exactly saying an example yet. Let's see if we can find any. All right, now we have a lower low being created here and a higher low, right? So this is what we call a bullish divergence, and it's one of the significance of the bullish divergence is that it shows that bullish momentum is building up. So in as much as this is creating a bearish structure, the oscillator is telling us that a bullish move is imminent. So we can see that just right after this divergence, we had the price go up. Okay, so this divergence strategy is one of the strategies that traders use the stochastic oscillator to, to to trade, right? The strategy is a divergence strategy. Some traders use the stochastic oscillator to trade the divergence strategy. All right, now for those who want to use the stochastic oscillator, whether for the divergence strategy or just basically the usual buy and sell signals, the crossovers and overbought and oversold territory, yeah, when you are using those strategies, it's important that you also consider support and resistance levels, because they are very important levels in the market. They are very important levels on every trader's chart, okay? Because these levels can show you potential reversal zones, potential entry zones and exit zones, all right? So you might want to add them up irrespective of the strategy that you are using, okay? And then it's also important that you can add on other indicators just for extra confirmation. You can decide to add on maybe RSI or moving averages or any other indicator of your choice, basically. All right. And then also consider testing the settings that we discussed in this video, right? The settings that we talked about, the 833 settings. Don't forget the 833 settings. You can decide to try them out on a demo account. You can also experiment with a few other values to find which one suits you best. All right, consider testing these settings on different pairs of assets. Some instruments might respond better to a slightly different percentage K period or smoothing factor. So this way you can optimize your setup for whatever market you are trading. And there you have it. By adjusting your stochastic settings to 833 on the 1 hour chart, you can get better signals that fit the time frame's unique movement. All right, if this video helps you refine your strategy, please hit that like button. It really supports the channel. And if you're new here or haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for more trading tips and strategies just like this. Thanks for watching, and as always, trade smart and stay tuned for the next video.